Go ahead and whack. Yeah, go ahead and whack. Q Sports International and Bad Boys Billiard Productions would like to welcome you once again to the 21st U.S. Bar Table Championships 10-ball division. We're coming to you live here from the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno, Nevada. Streaming courtesy, of course, of TAR, the Action Report. Ken Schumann here, and welcome back, everybody. We are about to play one of our two 5th, 6th place matches. We got Eagle Eye, Jason Shaw from Glasgow, Scotland, the Glasgow gunslinger. And he's up against Dynamite Darren. And here's how it stacks up. The other 5th, 6th place match is John Mora and Jason Klatt. They're playing on one of the outer tables. The two winners of these two matches will then play each other next, and that'll be the 4th place match. Each of these players is already assured $650. That's what the loser will get here for a 5th, 6th finish. And the winners will proceed to the 4th place match, guaranteed minimum of $1,000. 3rd place is $1,500. 2nd is $2,300 and $4,250 for our champion. So here we go, rack number 1, Jason Shaw breaking. This should be a real fun match. Pretty nice safe there. The one hit the point and actually kind of stayed there. Might work to Jason's advantage because Darren can't kick off the head rail. He risks scratching in the side and coming this way. Doesn't seem to be a path. He may have to go this way and just try to clip the outside of the one. But that's the advantage that you get whenever you freeze them to the object ball. You take several options away from the shooter. So he just wants to clip this on the outside and not scratch. And that's no rail, so ball in hand for Jason. And he'll need to break out the 4-8 with the 3. And that's what he's planning right now, how he wants to go about that. I don't think he wants to do it off the 2. I mean, he could, but that looks a little bit more risky. I think if he can get good on the 3, he'll have better control of how he separates the 4-8. But he may elect to do it now. Boy, the 8 is really in a bad spot now. It's maybe just on the cushion, and that's exactly what he's going to have to do, is play the 5 in the side off the 8, if the 8 is close enough to the side to allow that. His only other choice would be to get on the 4, where he could draw the cue ball up into the 8 and move it. But that's the worst spot on the pool table for an object ball, is on the rail right next to the point of the side pocket. So let's see how Eagle Eye goes about this. Nine-ball entries will be closing here probably within 15 or 20 minutes. And I think we're at least at 150 players right now, maybe a few more in 9-ball. just looks like the 8's a little too far to make the 5, given the position of the 5. If the 5 was in the middle of the table, it'd be a lot easier. But the way Jason's lining it up, it looks like he is going to be able to sneak it in there off the black. Good shot. Gotta be careful here with the cue ball. It looks like it's going to be headed towards the 9 unless he puts a little bit of spin on it. May want to come up behind the 9 ball, and then he'll have 4 pockets for it up table or both sides. I don't think he can hit this slow enough to just stay down there. And decided to go right at the 10, and that worked out fine. Very nice out here by Jason. He had to break up 2 clusters. Of course, he had the ball in hand to start, but he had to go into the 4-8 off the 3. Then he had to negotiate the 5 ball and play it in off the 8 and the side, which he did. Made a nice shot on the 8 and got rewarded. Rack number 1. So Dynamite Darren to break here in rack number 2. Originally from Pontefract, West Yorkshire in the United Kingdom. He now lives in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And 4 on the side. And it looks like he's got the ability to get by the 10 there and slice the 1 in. And the rest of them are laying pretty good. Took a quick look at the 6 to see if it'll go in both corners. But the 3 will be the ball before the 6, and where the position of the 3 is, he'll have a pretty good option to go to either side, depending on whether it will pass the 9 or whether he's got to do something differently. Kind of thin on the 1 here, so he's probably going to come maybe straight across to the head string, middle diamond, where he's standing. Well, he decided to bump the 7. That'll work. Just make sure here you follow it far enough that you've got your angle to get down to the 10. I mean, if it was straight in on the 9, it's okay, but he'll want to get past the pass straight in. That's perfect. You just float down now, and it's going to be 1-1. Well, if we're able to stay on our schedule, you know, due to the one pocket crossovers, and I think they're going to try to stay on it for us, 10-ball wise. I think we'll be looking at a semifinal at 2:30 and the finals at 4. If that changes, I'll let you know, but right now that's the plan. There'll be another match after this at 1 o'clock. And that'll be the 4th place match. Now Jason has to try to pocket the 1 because he can't really push anywhere where he won't leave it for Darren. And there's so much traffic up here. It's not a lot of obvious paths to get there. I suppose he could masse around the 4, but that's not going to get the cue ball anywhere up table for the 2, and the 2 doesn't go past the 10, as you can see. So we need to be on the other side. The only other path I see would be to shoot up here past the 10 and the 3, hit the short rail and back it up a little bit, and then go between the 3-8 down there for the 1 ball. And that's risky too. But I think he's going to masse it. I think that's the right choice. That's a good shot. Now I think he's probably going to have to shoot this 210. I mean, he can back cut the 2. He's pretty good at shots like that. And come around. But this is by no means easy if he shoots this 10 ball, and he likely will probably sell out if he does. Giving this a lot of thought, and rightfully so. How did he hit that? See where the cue ball is? He knew that's where it was going to go. That was as good of a two-way shot as you could imagine. To make that like that, straight in. They don't call him Eagle Eye for nothing. And as we've said many, many times in this alternate break format, you've got to win when it's your break. And then just hope your opponent turns it over to you when they break. All right, let's watch the 9 ball in the left side pocket here. Didn't make it. Hit him pretty square. He's looking to thread the needle right where his shaft is with the cue ball and then bounce out behind the 210. Well, he sure fooled me. Tough ball to hit here because he can't get to the far side of the right-hand side pocket as you're looking, which is really where he needs to hit to spin into the one. He'd have to masse to do that or take a different route. Maybe 2 rails, hitting just, might be able to get it just before the side going this way, but either way, this is a tough ball to hit, and of course he's got to make sure he doesn't foul by hitting the 4 first. That was excellent, excellent shot. Took great care to make sure he came at the 1 on the thin side, and even if he missed it going in, he'd catch it coming out. Took the 4 out of play altogether. And Jason is going to get the jump cue. Yeah, the 2 wouldn't go. He played safe all the way there and executed it really nice. The position of the cue ball has removed Darren's ability to kick 1 rail across. He might be able to go 2 rails around the 3 at the 2. And maybe up here behind the 8 and into the 2. It's hard to tell if he's got an alleyway there to do that. And I think it's got to be 2 rails. Possibly hit the 3rd rail, but you don't want to do that because of potential scratch. Like to hit it ball first off the 2nd rail, and he's done that. He's likely going to be safe again, but it's better than ball in hand. And that was a very nice hit. Looks like Daz can hit the 2 straight on. If that was a little closer to the 6, it would take that left long rail away from Jason, but he's got a 1 rail kick at it, and he's actually called it in the lower right corner pocket. And if you'll notice the position of the 5 ball, again, in just about the worst spot on the table you can have a ball. Doesn't seem to be much available to play off the 5 to move it. Maybe if he got behind the 3. I mean, that's a little ways away, but you got to be thinking about stuff like that. It's just uncanny how many times they kick and wind up safe, and it's not an accident. It's definitely no accident. This stuff happens with this much regularity. I don't know if he's got enough of the 2 to maybe play the 10. Didn't hear him call anything, so it's probably safe all the way. No pocket for the deuce. I'm not even sure it'll go off the 9 on the side. The 5 may have half the pocket blocked. And that would be kind of risky, but Jason's not afraid to take an aggressive approach. But I'm not sure this is the time. He's called the 4 ball. I think his plan, the way he originally lined up, was to cut the 2 at the 4 and move the 5. Playing the carom on the 4, which is what he's going to do now. No, he decided to just play safe. I was going to say playing the carom that way on the 4 was not going to assure him of a shot on the 2. Oh, he wanted it to hit the 10. He really hit the cue ball nice to soft hold it right there because he didn't want much movement on the deuce and was hoping that the 2 would hit the 10 off the second rail. But as you can see, it didn't. And Jason is still looking at what he's going to have to do with the 5. All right, this is the key to the rack right here. Nice. Game number 4 to Jason Shaw. He leads in the match 3 games to 1. Six players left in the tournament. The 2 in front of you here. John Morris is playing Jason Klatt on one of the outer tables. That makes 4. Warren Kiamko sitting out on the far left of the B side, waiting for the survivor to get to him. And SVB waiting for his next victim in the hot seat. True double elimination here at all CSI events at the bar table. So whoever winds up getting to Shane has to beat him 2 sets on a bar table, 10 ball, race to 7. Let's see if he can get in there real first. I don't think he can. At least not on first glance. Looking to kick underneath it and send the 1 down here and keep the cue ball behind the 8. Just have to take care that the 1 doesn't run into anything should the cue ball leak out. Wants to kind of bank the 1 sort of between the 9 and the 5 and have the cue ball come at the 8. Pretty well executed there by Jason. As you can tell by the camera angle here, Darren's going to have to spin into the rail first and kick at the 1 into the 10. He's actually got a pretty good line to do it. He may have to spin this just a little bit. Just get a little bit of a curve to it. That's why you see him elevating. But he is playing the 10. It's got to hurry to get a rail. Foul. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot here to have to do other than just keep the cue ball in line. 2 to the 4 probably is just the only issue. He's just about straight in on the 2. I think he can draw it back just around level with the 7 ball there in the middle of the table. But you can see from this camera angle, the cue ball is, if anything, going to go a little bit to your right as you're looking. You might be able to just stop it too, or follow off the bottom cushion, or do that. And I don't think he's got the entire 4 ball but he's got enough of it where a little bit of right-hand spin here, just barely missing the 7 ball, should throw that 4 ball right in the hole and retain the cue ball there for the 5 in the side. Well, Darren needed a turnover there because Jason was threatening to go 4-1 up. Darren plays with a Predator, and he has for a number of years now. I'm not sure exactly what model that is. His former Predator was an Icon. I think it might have been an Icon 5, but not exactly sure what model or series this one is. And Jason with a Lucasi hybrid. So 3-2, Darren breaking here in game number 6. Excuse me. See if he can get that 6 in the side this time. No, but he got the 8. And they're still dropping. Nice look at the 1 here. Probably just going to come straight up the center of the table here. Just a little bit of inside check here and come right up the middle line of the table. Oh, maybe halfway up. Well, you know, he wanted to obviously have less angle, but because he was jacked up, he couldn't. And I believe he's playing this. He's just slicing it right in. He originally called it cross, but he's slicing it. This guy is just so solid fundamentally. Of course, his English 8-ball background lays a great foundation for that, but just watch, his head won't move 1 inch all the way through the shot. During his English 8-ball career, Darren told me, although they weren't all majors, he won close to 200 tournaments. Maybe 30 or 40 of them were fairly prestigious as far as English 8-ball is concerned. And for those of you who may not know, English 8-ball is played on a small table like this, but the balls are very small, and so are the pockets. And that's why these guys shoot so straight. Well, he can hit and stick, put him behind the 9. Even if the 1 hits the 5, he should be safe, but he also could cut at it. Yeah. Took the simple shot. Hard to tell whether Jason got a piece of this or not. I sure think he can at least hit it. Not sure it goes in the corner. All right, it's Darren's choice now, and he's going to pass this back to Jason. Jason knows that. He already went and got his jump cue. And the reason for that, once again, is he made a ball other than what he was intending to do. And when that happens, it's the opponent's option. I mean, it was like it was nothing there, huh? 2 warm-up strokes and swish. 7-foot jump shot. But Darren couldn't take that. He had to give it back. And you'll also notice, if you watch Jason play, probably 90+% of the time he'll use an open bridge. Not here, but for the most part, he'll use an open bridge. Darren tends to do that as well. And just like that, 4-3. Tell you, no surprise that John Morra is in the top 6. I don't know the status of his match. I'm sorry to tell you that I just can't see where he's playing. Well, he's playing like 200 yards away from me. There's no way I can tell you the score, but the point is, let's just wait till Darren breaks here, and then I'll complete that. Yeah, that's going to leave a mark, that one is. But John Morra, I mean, what a tremendous talent, and his game has risen several notches in the past year and a half. He came so close to winning the Derby 9-ball against Shane. If it wasn't for one of the unluckiest rolls I've ever seen, when he kicked a 2-ball safe and locked Shane behind the 9, and he was 8-7 up in a race to 9 for the title, and the 2 went in the side. Of course, he had to continue to shoot, but he's already got a Derby Bank championship at a very young age. He's a 7-time Canadian champion, and here he is in in the top 6 of a pretty tough field. And he's got such a great demeanor at the table, John Morra does. Never ever seems to get upset with anything, does the same thing every time. And he's a really nice guy. I mean, a credit to our game. It does appear the 9 goes here in the lower left, so that's not going to be any kind of a problem. And he held the angle perfectly now to draw the cue ball back just past the side pocket. And we're going to have a quick timeout here, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be 5 minutes. So I'll give you a chance to get up and stretch your legs for a few moments if you like. And in the meantime, what I think we'll do here is also take a little 5-minute leg stretch. So we'll be back as soon as the players are.
Yeah, the miscue, yeah.
Horrible.
You're playing
great. I was going to stop the cue ball because I could get it from there, and I said, no, just draw it half an inch, and then I miscue, you know.
Yeah. Playing great.
All right, our players are returning, everybody, so we'll be back in action here momentarily as Jason racks them up with a 5-3 lead. Jason just mentioned to me as he was walking by that on that shot that he miscued there, he originally wanted to just stop the ball, and then he changed his mind and decided to just draw it maybe just a tad, maybe an inch or two, and sort of changed his mind when he was already down on the shot, and the result was the miscue. But he certainly has recovered from that nicely. Made a couple of really nice outs here. Made 2 beautiful jump shots. His safety play has been outstanding. So 5-3, and Jason breaks. Made a ball. And if the 3 stops, he is perfect on the 1. Everything's open. The 4 actually goes in both corners. It's just a question of which side he wants to get on to play it. That's what he's looking at right now. And that's actually the better side for a left-handed player to play the 3 ball to get to the 4. And that'll be the key to this rack. He can just drag this up the side cushion, a low right drag stroke. He could come over on that side too if he wanted. This is just a matter of what you're comfortable with. I guess he liked it better there, so he doesn't have to flirt with the 7 after he plays the 4. The 5 clearly goes in the same pocket, as you can see. But he elected to simply let the cue ball go to its natural roll position. And that just keeps the game so simple. It's hard to get in trouble when your cue ball doesn't move very far. He's starting to play now like his parking meter's about to run out. So it is to the hill for Eagle Eye. And Darren is in the unenviable position of having to win twice on his break and twice on Jason's break in order to win the match. But it's one game at a time, and the first order of business here is to come with a good break, control the cue ball, and hopefully make a ball and get a shot. Well, he's done it. He's made a couple 3 balls and has a nice look at the 1. They're having a lot of fun out there. These are 2 good buddies, and you know, a lot of mutual respect. But they're friends, and they're having a good time out there, just smiling and kidding with each other. I think I think they really try to support each other when they're on the road, and if one can't win, they'd like the other to. And it's nice to see. It really is, you know. Darren, of course, the much more seasoned professional, and he can get a little hot under the collar too when things don't go his way, as Jason does. But that's just their competitive nature. I don't think there's any animosity amongst them. Darren did what he needed to do. Now he needs help. Nothing yet. Well, that's the first thing that Darren needed to have happen, which is a dry break. Now he has to take advantage of this opportunity. Looks like the cue ball up here behind these colors. Not sure. Looks like he kind of let up a little on that. Can't tell if Jason can hit this or not. And you can clearly see the 9-10 are kind of married up here in the lower left. There might be a billiard there. But back to the jump cue. He's certainly been pretty effective with this stick this match. Probably ought to use that for every shot. Well, he wiggled the 9-10 a little bit. It's not wired by any means, but it may actually be a little bit worse now than it was. Need a big stroke here. Oh, sweet hit. Boy, did he hit that nice. It's possible the 9 can be made in the lower right pocket, but you'd have to be awfully good on the 8 ball to get there, and there's a small window. And maybe there is enough gap to make a combination. It's just hard from the angle I'm at to know that, but no, he's now looking at the 9. Either side of the 8 ball works to get there. He wants it to stop That's good. Okay. Looks like he may go 2 rails forward here. His target will be the middle diamond where he's standing. He might have overhit it. No, I guess he can still see it. I'm not sure if it's makeable, but by his body language, I think it is. He's going to have to go 3 rails or just soft roll it. Good shot. He made a tough out look easy. Good out, D. So now it's 6-5. And Darren has an opportunity to force a deciding game. See Shane coming over here on the left of your screen. Wants to sweat the last couple of games. Ten ball. Oh, it got kissed out. It would have spotted anyway, but Darren would have been able to stay at the table with a clean look at the 1. It doesn't seem like the 4 will pass the 5. In the corner right there where Jason's standing. It'll sure go in the side. The 3 lays good to get there. This is actually the toughest shot probably of the game, is to get from the 1 to the 2. It's hard to tell if he's got much angle here. That was about as good as he could do. That's really not bad at all. Just wants to keep an angle on the 3 where the cue ball doesn't have to go up table where all those balls are. He could play the 4 in the side. He could play the 4 in the corner where he's standing. Or he could even get behind it and play it in the same pocket as the 2. But now he's looks to be pretty straight in on this ball. And if he is, he may have to just draw it back. And play the 4 in the right-hand lower corner as you're looking. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Darren's prayers were answered there. And a golden opportunity here to force a final rack. It's a big match for a little extra dough here. It's an extra $350 guaranteed to the winner of this match. You're going to be guaranteed $1,000 versus $650 if you lose. And that's exactly where we're going. We're double hill. Looks like he's going to probably have to play a 3-9. And the 4 will go in the upper left corner. Not sure it'll go in the side. But what he's got to do here is watch where the 3 ball's going. It's going to kind of head to the bottom rail. So he'll have to bring the cue ball out about halfway across to make sure he still has a shot on the 3. And he's done that. So this is the moment of truth right here. Yeah, it's tough here, because I'm not sure he can get up to this side of the 4 ball. Oh, he hit it good. Little center punch there with some right. Altered the path of the cue ball. It's snug, but it goes. But he has to use pocket speed here. Then he's got to watch the cue ball glancing off the 8 and going too far to the right. Perfect. And this is to go to 4th place. Very good. So Jason Shaw with a Hill victory over Dynamite. Darren finishes 5th, 6th, gets $650. Jason is awaiting the winner of the John Morra Jason Clapp match, and we'll have that for you, I believe, next approximately 1 o'clock. It depends on how far that other match is in progress. So stand by. We'll be back with you hopefully within the next 25 minutes or so, everybody. Thanks.